Hey everybody, happy Sunday. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. Several months ago, I posted a video to my TikTok addressing whether or not if God made a person's child to be autistic. And that was something that I could not answer officially because what causes autism has never really been confirmed. And also, I don't know what God's plan is specifically for everybody. Sometime later, I published that video onto Instagram and I received a comment from Jukebug saying, "Not trying to be rude or anything, but why can't you answer that? If God made everything and knows everything that will ever happen and has the power to mold reality exactly into the ways he sees fit, then by logic of the entire religion, yes, he did make your child autistic." First of all, no hard feelings, Jukebug. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion, and everybody has a right to question things. But I thought that I would come on here and expand on this topic. I used to believe that I was created to be a burden, like God cursed me with autism so that people would hate me. Why would a loving father create somebody to be hated and mistreated? See, autism is a very misunderstood topic, and people are very bitter towards what they don't understand. Being autistic, I was prone to being bullied, singled out, discriminated against, and I would always dwell on thoughts like, why did God create this person to be a famous billionaire when he has no talent or doesn't work hard? Or why did God bless this guy with a beautiful home, beautiful wife, when in fact he is a jobless alcoholic? What did all these people do to deserve all these blessings from God? And what did I do to deserve a curse that would make people hate me? See, I wrestled with these thoughts for many years, and it made me more bitter towards God. And I know I'm not the only person who has felt this. I've had other people on the spectrum come up to me and say that they felt the exact same way. There's also the movie Joyful Noise, the musical with Queen Latifah. Her son laments on how God made him autistic because God hates him. And to be honest, I really felt for him because I have felt that way for many years too. So let's expand on this topic, shall we? Did God make your child autistic? I can tell you that God made your autistic child, but I cannot answer officially whether or not if he made your child to be autistic. So like I said earlier, it has never been officially confirmed as to what causes autism, and it also has never been officially proven whether or not God exists. So therefore, I cannot really answer whether he did or didn't. But what I can answer is that any negative thoughts you start thinking about God is in fact coming from the enemy, or which some people like to refer to as the yapper. See, the enemy likes to yap like a little dog trying so hard to get your attention, when in fact, God speaks in a calm, soft whispering voice. The enemy is yapping so much to try to get your attention and force you to think negative thoughts, when in fact, God is speaking small whispers in small sentences that contain paragraphs of information. So if you're believing that God created you to be hated by others, then obviously that is not coming from God. That is coming from the enemy. So then now you might be asking, well then why did God create my child to be disabled? The answer to that is sin. Scripture says that God created man and woman in his own image and everything was good. But when Adam and Eve sinned by eating the fruit off the tree, things started to go downhill. And it ultimately led to violence, prejudice, racism, hatred, jealousy, and disabilities. Disabilities is a residual fact of sin itself. So then why did God create your child to be disabled? Because of free will. God is not going to force you to love or obey him. He wants you to connect with him on your own will. So was your child created by accident? Maybe from you when you had unsafe sex and did not plan to have a child, but no mistake comes from God. Yes, even if you had an unplanned child, God still created that child in his image. Everything in this universe is created by God, and that includes every crappy little thing. I know I said earlier that every negative thing comes from the enemy. However, the enemy did not create it. He took every creation that God made and tried to butcher it. So, what if God created a person with the intent of them being disabled? Why would God create somebody with a disability? People with disabilities are often treated horribly. They're denied jobs, relationships, singled out, bullied, made fun of. All that may very well be true, but that is not the reason why God created somebody with a disability. God uses disabled people to demonstrate his glory, and people are too blind to see that because of ignorance. So, what good could possibly come out of being autistic? Well, why don't we explore the many good qualities that an autistic person possesses? There's being attentive to detail, there is being caring, supportive, skillful, good memories and talents. You know, a lot of things that a typical person could not display. And yes, there are some cons to being autistic, like aggressiveness or struggling to retain information or keeping up in conversations or socializing or understanding boundaries. Well, let me ask you this. Are those really cons or are they just viewed as cons? What you got to understand is that all gifts have flaws and all flaws have gifts. I remember one time in one of my special ed classes that a teacher was talking about how she dealt with a student that was very argumentative, and she later thought to herself, you know what? That student would make a really good lawyer. So, what good could possibly come out of struggling with socializing? Well, have you seen how powerful introverts are? They are more genuine, compassionate, they're good learners, and they think before they speak. Remember, there is nothing that God cannot use to his full glory. Now, if you think about the American businessman Chris Gardner, who struggled with homelessness while also raising his son, and then later became a billionaire. There's also in the song by Elevator Worship called I'm Gonna See a Victory. And one of my favorite verses from that song is, you take what the enemy meant for evil and you turn it for good. Every time when something awful happens, whether it's my fault or somebody else's fault, I think to that song and I remember that things are going to be okay and things are going to get better. Not my way, but God's way. So remember that your autistic child is not an accident by God and that he has great plans for your child. So did God make your child autistic? I can't answer that. But did he create your child? Absolutely. Did he create your child for good things? Absolutely. Did he make your child autistic? I don't know. But what I do know is that there is nothing that he can't use to his full glory. So it's really not going to do you any good to spend time wondering what could have caused your child to be autistic. If you made it to the end of this video, that means it was helpful. If not, well, I applaud you. If you haven't already, please be sure to give this video a like and please be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all in the next video. God bless.